Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm Marty, if you didn't know, and if this is your first time viewing, thanks for watching. So the last couple videos I've been going over doing the Yukon Pay Dirt. I did a 5-pound bag from the Eureka Claim, and then a 5-pound and 2-pound bag from the Bonanza Claim. If you're interested in that, check out some of my other videos. But in my first video, I was going through all the different bags that I have. You know, I got like the Mammoth one I still have to do, a bunch of these. And I had a mystery bag. It's a bag of dirt. If it was in a jar, I'd sound like Captain Jack Sparrow. I got a jar of dirt. But this has been bugging me and bugging me and bugging me. Where it's come from. And I'm pretty sure this is some concentrates from Wisconsin that I had hanging on to. I thought I went through everything. It's the only place I can think of where this came from. It's a different bag than any of these other ones, and it looks like my ones that I bring camping. So, I don't know. But today, I'm going to run this through the VDR cleanup sluice and see what we can find. And then after that, we're going to take it and run it through the Flour Gold Wizard sluice to catch anything, because if this is Wisconsin Flour Gold, it's going to be small. Flour Gold Wizard sluice will pick that right up. So, let's grease the wheels with some yellow gold from a Flour Gold Wizard's koozie. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, so what we have set up is the VDR, kind of a cleanup, rough cleanup sluice, and then we'll switch over to this one after we're done with this one. But I have a pan, I have the kitchen strainer classifier, which is roughly 1/12 of an inch, and then I have this one, you can see the difference, is about a 1/20 of an inch. That matches up pretty close with my larger bucket classifiers. So we are going to run it through the 1/20 of an inch and get this all classified down. And then whatever's left in here, I'll pan out quick just to see if there's anything larger. I doubt it, because if this is Wisconsin Flour Gold, then yeah, probably won't be much in there. But we'll run this through here real quick and get all these larger pieces out. Probably not needed too much with this, because that thing runs pretty good. Oh, I like it. Pretty thorough. Make sure you get all the classified down. Looks pretty good. And this is looking like what I kind of classify down to in the crick. Alright, let's set that bad boy aside. Get a little water in here. Let's slide that off aside. Let's see if we might be able to find anything in here. Just get it done and out of the way. We'll use the smaller little riffles here. Cut down on some of the bigger stuff. Oh, hello. You'll see that one later. And now, what the? Interesting. So, the spot that I was working in Wisconsin last year, I do a pretty much just a one shovel. Just try to keep it as consistent as possible when I'm doing testing. I test at the beginning of a 5-gallon bucket, in the middle, and at the end to make sure that, you know, I'm still getting some gold in there. But this is something else here. Let's crud out of there. But the spot that we were working, it was pretty good. We went just up in the river a little bit, working along the bank line, and all of a sudden it turned to a lot of the like sugar sand, real light. There's not even a little fly poop or anything like that. And then we started kind of going downstream a little bit, and we got down. We were probably about 3 feet deep, and we were just kind of slowly working along and just filling in. Everything's sloughing down. I had stuff from the bank kind of coming down a bit. But the best pan I had was just over 25 colors in one pan from one shovel. And that right there told me it's a good spot. So we worked that for pretty much all summer. Spring, summer, fall. And then did a full fill in when we were done. These off of here. I'm getting down to a lot of just little pebbles, so we'll just keep this in here. We'll pull this back. Here, we'll see what I can do on the camera here. Is that pretty good? Sure, that should work. All right. We'll start doing a little wash. So that spot that we were hitting, there's some decent sized pieces in there. I didn't find much actual like really small flower gold per se. I mean, they're all smaller pieces, but for that crick, yeah, they were average, pretty decent size. Oh. I'm seeing happiness. Ooh. Holy shnikes. You see that? I see it. I'm pretty sure you guys see it too. Let's... I'm questioning on if this was from Wisconsin or not. I honestly do not know where this bag came from. And I know we were getting decent pieces. I don't think anything that big from Wisconsin. But at this point, it's gold. I'm not going to complain where it came from. And this is the most I've been being able to show on the channel here. I could zoom in, but that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm excited to find out what's in there. So we're going to put this aside. We'll save those for a little bit later. Get it all collected up, weigh it out, and see what this mystery bag is holding. I'm blown away here. Okay, so we'll have to add some water to that. Let's get the pump running. Gotta get rid of some of these bubbles in here. I'm using the mini smooth water sluice, and I have the second one here for this one. They work great. If you're interested in getting anything like this or like this, you can look up Flower Gold Wizard on YouTube, and you'll find Jason on there. You can look in his description and whatnot. There's plenty of information. If you're interested in getting into gold panning and sluicing and you want to join a group that's mainly based in the Wisconsin area, you can contact him. As for that, we have a group. It's a circle, and you can post all sorts of stuff in there. Great people in there. It's for online and a group. I'm amazed that there's like no drama or anything, and I am so happy it's like that. All right, so we'll get our little collection tub in place. The water seems to be flowing at a pretty good clip. So I used my little level. I got it leveled out, zeroed out, end and top. That little shim there. And then I checked it here. I'm at about 8.5 degrees. It's at the bottom end. But I'm used to running it more on the flatter side because in the cricks we're at, we're not able to get a whole lot of angle out of it if you need to get up to like 12 degrees or anything. And get my eyeballs on. There's no bubbles in here. Let's give it a good scrub. All right. So I've had jet dry in here, but I've also ran 12 pounds of pay dirt through this, so it's still running pretty clear. But I will add a little bit more jet dry in there, make sure we don't have anything floating away. He's thinking, how much gold is there? All right, so let's get some water added in here. There we go. Now, we'll start feeding it through. I'll get rid of a little bit of that water. I don't need that much. All right, so we'll start off with a nice little soup spoonful. Boom, 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 boom. So, if you've never set up anything like this or you're new to it, first thing you want to look for is how the material is reacting inside all the cells, whether it's a dream mat and it's all the spirals, it's a vortex drop riffle where it's got the spirals in here. Everything seems to be collecting up on the upstream side of the bend and everything. I can see little tiny pieces moving around. That's exactly what you want, so that it keeps it all kind of cavitated and floating a bit, so all the heavier stuff goes to the bottom. And that's what we want, the gold. So, drop in another one here. It's looking pretty good. Seeing a lot of the dark little pieces starting to collect in there. Still a lot of blonde sands in this, but this definitely does look like what Wisconsin gold is, but that pan is telling me it's not. I don't know where this came from. Anything that I've ever gotten as for like online pay dirt, it stays in the bag until it's done. I do have that little blue bowl that has all that like quartz crushed up. That's got me pretty curious. I've never had any pay dirt that's all like crushed and white, but it's dancing around pretty good. You might have noticed I relocated my primal sign from the wall over to here. Add a little light and coolness. Either that's gold or that's just little yellow rocks. So in my last video I had this little tiny small piece of quartz, and it looked like it might have had some gold in it, but upon further inspection I found that it was not gold. It was just really yellow rocks that were kind of speckled out throughout it. Threw on my jeweler's loop and zoomed in. Even had it at work underneath one of the little scopes. And yeah, I was a little disappointed on that one, but it's still a pretty cool looking rock. Oh yeah, you can see a lot of the black sands and everything starting to build up in there. And I am befuddled as to where this bag came from. I'm getting gold. I'll grab and do a little shot here once I'm done running the pay through here. But holy shnikes. This is going to look a lot better than my other videos as for what you see in gold. This is... If my name was Mikey, I'd be likey. Mikey likes it. Alright. Oh yeah, all the sands are dancing around. Alright, I'm going to give a little sneak peek going down so you can see what the sands look like, how they're dancing around. Just to give you an idea for when you happen to want to set something like this up and what to look for. So we're going to do a close-up going down the sluice. We still have all that to run. And this is what we're looking at. And all those little VMAT pieces. I okay. But I'll swing around here, try to get a good view on there. You see how the sands are kind of dancing around. Let's see if we can find a good view without some glare in there. I'll run another spoonful through. You see all the sands are kind of dancing around in here, and they're just kind of... That's what you want to see. Now this might be a little more aggressive. Some of the flour gold might flow through, but that is why we go through that at the very end and we find anything we missed. But otherwise, let's go. I don't think this is Wisconsin. I have no idea where this pay came from. I wish I knew, because I want more. Alright, back to it. Okay, so let's just bang this out here quick. Got the little shot of the sluice going up and down the run. Get this concentrated down. And I found out not too long ago that on a gold pan like this, and you have this kind of wide channel here, that is used for when they're using mercury. And they'll put mercury in, they'll spin it all around, and all the gold and the real fine gold will stick with the mercury. Then, yeah, then there's bad things. They burn off the mercury. It's not great for the environment. But it's interesting to find out, you know, how pans evolved and which pans are good for this and that. And if you're interested in using mercury, I guess this is the pan you'd want to use. It's flowing really good, catching a lot of black sands. Those blonde sands are starting to move on down the line. And I want to know where this dirt came from. This is crazy. It was in with all my camping stuff and in one of my smaller buckets with stuff like this. My scoops. It's crazy. But hey, I'm able to show you some decent gold today. In other videos, a little on the sparse side. But let's see. Get this kind of to channel down through. Get our squeezy bottle. Do you see that? Do you see that? Please tell me you see that. This has to be a pay dirt bag. I don't know where it came from. It's not in the material that I got from Carl Madley. If it was a Flour Gold Wizard bag, I don't know why it wouldn't be in the bag and why it would be in a unmarked bag. But I believe this would warrant a holy wah. Holy wah! I'm not sure. In our group, they post it on when we have really good pictures and stuff. And wow, that is outstanding. Very cool. All right, so we're gonna clean this out, and then we're gonna run it through here, and capture all those gold shinies. I don't know, these pieces are a little bigger. Okay, so I want to cover this real quick. With the Flour Gold Wizard Sluice, it works super good for that fine flour gold. But when you start getting some little bigger pieces, I have found they will flow through. But this is designed for the flour gold. So definitely is a tailing tester when you're done. So I will take this, I will dump that out, have this fresh for anything that goes through here so I can catch the bigger pieces. Those are easy to pan out, but that fine flour gold, that stuff is a pain in the patootie. Pain in the patootie. And I am seeing golden rows. Holy shnikes. Not seeing anything here, but I start seeing little specks right here. The first 3 drop riffles and 2 of the vortex drop riffles there. Wow. Mucho bueno. Alright, turn this down. And then we'll get another little run here without any water, any blah, and you'll see lots of little happy pieces. Okay, going from the Flour Gold Wizard Smooth Water Mini Sluice Head. Come on down. And then we hit that first little trough there. And then all of the little V-mats. Yeah, buddy. Holy shnikes. I'm very happy on this. Wow. Holy wah. Holy wah. Holy wah. Wah. And then as we go down, there's a little bit more in there. There's a few pieces in there. You can see it start to peter out. There's a smaller stuff in there. You can kind of see. A little deceiving. But let's get to it. We'll get this panned out and drop down. And we'll run it through the Flour Gold cleanup sluice. Oh yeah, all the way down to the end. All the blonde sands and all the loose stuff. Doubt there's any gold anywhere through here. But, alright, let's get to it. Okay, so I'm going to dump this into here, but we have a problem. It's a good problem. We've got gold in there. So, I'm going to take my Minelab sucker, and I am going to suck this stuff up. Keep it safe. Yum, 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 yum. That's a full belly. So, actually, I'm going to pan this back just one more time, just in case. And then I'm going to just dump it into here, so it'll be in the tailings from everything in here, so I can test that later. That will verify if this was set up with a good flow, good angle, whatnot. Once you get a little more familiar and comfortable with your setups and everything, then it's kind of a go-to to where you just start out at, you know, the same angle, kind of the same flow. You watch how everything's reacting, and you adjust from there. And then when you test your tailings, you find anything in there, and it's a lot, then you know you're doing something not right. Let's say wrong. Because the good thing is that you save it. I've got tailings in here. I've got tailings in here. I've got other buckets that have tailings that I've gone through twice, classified all the way down, ran through here, found very small little tiny specks and stuff like that. So, get this washed down, get it dumped into this little bucket. Bop, bop, bop. Okay, when I rolled that back, I didn't even see any fly poop in there. So, let's pick this up. A little water. Nah, we'll just leave that. Throw our pan right there. Get our little squirty bottle. And we start washing it all down. This is one of the reasons why I love to do gold panning, sluicing, and just everything, is when you see all those little flecks of gold, I can see why people flock to California and to Alaska, and yeah, I'll stick to the Midwest. Got a buddy of mine that's going to be retiring here. Shout out to Matt. Hey Matt, he'll be moving down to Arizona in, I don't know, maybe 2 years or so. He'll be retiring a little on the early side. And I was hoping that when he goes down there might be some ground on his property that I might be able to do a little hounding on. And then I can take some of Lucas, the Glacial Gold Hunters videos, and get a little information from that. Jeff Williams, he's down there. He's more like hard rock mining and whatnot, but he definitely has a lot of good info as for what Lucas is dealing with the dry riverbeds and what to look for. So, almost washed down. I am seeing lots of little pieces of gold. Happy day, happy day. Come on. I want to be really thorough because there's a lot of little pieces in here. Holy shnikes. There we go. Beep, 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 beep. Well, our last good rinse. Get that channel out. Oh yeah, there's a little tiny piece right there. Yeah, go to your friends. Join them all down below. They're all having a party. Alright, let's give this a good looky-loo. Boom. Clean out 100%. So, give that a good shake. Put this aside. Boop. Let's save that for another winter rainy day, snowy day. Or at the campsite after I get on the creek. Holy moly. I just... Okay, just hold on. I'm going to get everything all pulled down to one end. This is crazy. Get down there. I'm still going to run it through here, but I just got to show you. Bring that down. Bring that up close here. Oh yeah, I see it all coming down. Okay, so I can guarantee this is not from Wisconsin. Or if it was, I was in a really good spot. I don't know, these smaller pieces, that's about what I was getting in last summer in Wisconsin. Those bigger pieces that were in the classified stuff, that's not... I mean, yeah. Holy wah. I'll take that all day long. Yeah, I can't remember if I had a pay dirt bag. I don't think I ever busted open a pay dirt bag and didn't pan it out or anything. Very, very befuddled. Get some extra water in there. Wash down the sides. So we can get all of that down to one end, and we'll get this set up. And once I have this set up, we'll get to running it through. Be right back. Okay, so I've got this set up. And you can see I have a pan on the end so I can collect the tailings because I know that some of those bigger pieces have a good chance of flowing through. But what I need to do is get a little lower angle on it. Right now it's at about 9 degrees. And I want to drop that down just a titch. Let's see where we're at. We are at about 6 degrees. Let's see what this does. I'll get it fired up here. Look at that flow. Beautiful. Just like it says, smooth water. I got the V coming to about here, which I find for this, where the two sections come together, right about here, a little bit higher up, seems to be pretty good. Got a little crazy with the glue. There, now you don't see it anymore until it dries. But, alright, I do not see any air bubbles. Everything seems to be good to go. Let's start feeding this concentrate through here. My pan is doing good. Drop that in there. Little tiny pieces are popping up. Oh yeah, look at that down here. The bigger riffles are catching the bigger pieces. Hopefully you catch them all. Maybe I'll slow this down just a little bit. There we go. Piece. Ha ha ha. Alright. Holy wah. That is looking pretty darn good if you ask me. Let's see if I can do a little zoom in quick. I mean, you can kind of see a little galaxy forming. Oh yeah. Look at that. This thing it just gobbles up the gold. If you don't have one, you need to get one. They are top notch. The best for flour gold. And we'll just leave it right about there. Finish running this through. Alright. Get this knocked down a little bit. I didn't need this big of a pan for all this, but wow. Getting down the black sands down in here. Got a nice little V shape forming. Stuff captured in the middle. And it's just captured all the way down. So yeah, I will pan that and I will find probably some nice bigger pieces. I doubt anything small is going to be down in there. Alright, let's do the old squirt bottle. Dump it down through. Wow. Amazing. Okie dokie. So, we'll let this just clear out a bit. I'll give you a nice little close-up run of this, and then we'll be back to clean it out, pan it, snuff it up. We'll get to drying it and weighing it. I am super excited to find out how much I have. And if it's close to like 1/4 gram, 1/2 gram, then I'll know it's a pay dirt bag. What I see here, this does look like a very good day in Wisconsin. But, all right, so we'll do a quick little scan right up, and then we'll keep on going. Here we go. We have all the tailings in there. And then we're going to start heading up the run. Ooh. That is a hungry cleanup sluice, and it got a good meal today. Holy shnikes. Very nice. I'll just do a quick run. Let's see, is there any flour gold kind of peeking in there? Maybe a little bit. But, yeah, alright, let's get to cleaning this out. Okay. Okay, after that sneak peek, super excited. Super excited. It's always fun when you see little tiny glints of gold. Alright. we go. Shut the water off. Keep it on so I can wash it into this pan. Sorry you can't see it, but there we go. Water flowing. Come on. It doesn't want to come out. Not a bad problem to have. Really good shake. Everything seems to be dropping out nicely. I am not seeing a drop in there. Super easy cleanup. Raise this up. Okay. Nice little 2,000 gallon an hour marine pump with a 12-volt battery. Works like a charm. Liquid gold so I can see the gold. Okay, so this definitely knocked it down. This should be easy to pan. This doesn't seem to have a lot of that real fine flour gold in it, so this might have been a little overkill, but it's always fun to be able to fire it up and wash some rocks. No matter if they're little tiny ones or big rocks, doesn't matter. Washing rocks is washing rocks. All right, let's get this in the view here so you can have a little bit of water. So I can do light washes. Oh wow, yeah, you can see the pieces coming in. Give it a little tappy poo. Look at that, right there. Like I said, I don't know what it is, but my panning technique, everything seems to concentrate on this side. You can see it right there. I don't know what it is, but as long as I get it, I am happy. So let's pull this back. Tap. I'll repan everything a second time. Always do. Let's see if we can even left and right. It'll probably still all be over here. But light washes, real light washes. I think a piece came down over in here, in that area, but I'll get it on the second pass. I wish my smaller classifiers went to a smaller size like my big bucket ones. Those go down to 1/1000th of an inch. And that's where you want to classify down to get that real fine flour gold. And then you run it through that cleanup sluice, and that's where that thing really shines. And a little tiny fly speck on the side, so there is fines in there, but we're gonna see a nice golden smile here real soon. Since I'm gonna pan it again, I will do a little more aggressive pulls. What do you think of that, guys? And gals. Want to be inclusive to everybody. So look at that. Now that is the golden smile. Keep on panning it down. Golden smile. Those fine black sands slowly roll away.
Nice thin wash of water. Give that a tap. A little shake. Gets everything kind of separated so I can wash the black sands down. This is the tedious part, where you want to get all those black sands to slowly roll down and keep your gold just kind of sitting there. You can see a little piece right there trying to get away. But keep that thin wash of water going across it. And if you really don't want to do this, this is where you can get a Miller table and have that real thin wash, about a 1/2 degree angle, just like on a sluice. And it washes all those little sands away, and all the gold just drops out and sits there all happy. Now this stuff is a little chunkier, so I'm pretty sure this is not Wisconsin gold. Otherwise, I need to go back to that spot that I was working. So I did the Lucas, the Glacial Gold Hunter, had a 3-bucket challenge. So I did that. Now the only thing is I went down to 1/12 of an inch, and I did 3 buckets that way. So I'm pretty sure that I was running more pay, but I ended up with 0.0577 grams from 3 buckets. Little of the black sands left over. We'll get those to wash away real quick. A nice little tap. Look at that smile. That, my friends, is a nice smile. Okay, I'm going to get this snuffered up. Then we'll take all of that. We'll get this all cleaned up. I'll go through this backside here one more time. Do that off camera. Just get it done real quick. Here's when I washed it back, and I ended up finding some more pieces of gold. There we go. See a bunch of little pieces there. Snuffer those up. I'm going to go through all of this one last time. Okay, I panned it back a 3rd time, found a couple pieces, snuffed those up, went back a 4th time, and I did not find anything, and I dumped it back into here. I will take the tailings to see what the Flour Gold Wizard cleanup sluice did not catch. And I'm pretty sure anything in here is going to be large. I doubt I'll have anything small. I 3D printed out this guy here. Somebody online had this posted. Has a nice deep channels in here. Get a good close up. So we got these nice deep grooves. We've got the nice smaller, finer grooves, just like my Minelab pan. And then, of course, with the 3D printing, it has little ridges on there, which can help kind of grab those little pieces. So I'm excited to try this out for just light prospecting on the river. So we'll have to get this a shot here, hopefully sooner than later. So we'll take this, dump some of the water out, do a quick pan, and see what we can come up with. We'll be right back. And that's what we're dealing with. There we go. So I'll pan this back and I'll show you what I find. So I panned out all the tailings that were in here. I put them in here, and you can see those are some nice chunky pieces. So I don't want this to discourage anybody from going with the Flour Gold Wizard cleanup sluice. This thing is designed for the very fine flour gold, the finest of the fine. This stuff here, this is more for the other sluice. You can pan this out pretty quick. This took me almost no time at all. We will get this snuffered up. Then we'll clean all this up. I went through this once already. I will go one more time, just really quickly. I'm pretty sure I didn't see anything rolling down. All those pieces are all pretty uniform size. And we'll get back to it. Yum, 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 yum. I can hear them in there. You know you got some gold when you can hear it shaking around in your snuffer bottle. Okay, so let me pan this back just for a second time just to make sure. And hopefully we don't, well, I mean, hopefully we'll find more gold, but hopefully we don't because, well, yeah. Okay, I panned that back a second time and all I found was this tiny little speck right there. Well, I mean, it's a bigger piece, but I'll take it. And we'll snuffer it up. Then we'll clean this up. Then we'll do a snuffer dump and we'll see what we got. Okay, we're gonna take our snuffer bottle, jiggle it around a little bit, get everything all concentrated down. A little wiggle, 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 wiggle. Then I'm gonna put it into the Flower Gold Wizard mini pan. Get a little water in here. Shake everything down. And then go blip, 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 blip. So the best way I found is you hold your finger over the end and then you just kind of let some of it come out, shake it around. Boop, boop. Pow. All right. Dump the water out. A little shake. Oh, I can hear it. Just beautiful sound. Got some black sands in there. We'll have to sneak those out here. I'll dry this out, but we'll get a nice little peek. Whoa, focus. Look at that. That's like a big grin. That's not a smile, that's a grin. All right, so let's just get this cleaned up and dried out, and then I'll take it over to the scale and we will weigh this up to see what we got. Oh, look at that. See how close I can get before it goes wonky. Beautiful. Holy shnikes. All right. Good stuff, Maynard. I have everything dried out. You can see a nice little pile in the spoon there. We'll get the scale on. Zero it out. Drop this on here. We'll hit the tare button. Zero it out. Now, let's see what we've got. 0.09. Oh. Oh. Almost a half gram. There's over half gram. Feel like I'm on Gold Rush, but my volume is a lot smaller. Instead of 7 ounces, I have 3/4 of a gram, 0.75. You can see it fluctuating around a little bit. I do not know where this bag of pay dirt came from. I'm not complaining. We've got something good here. That's good. I'll take that all day long. All right, so we have the mystery bag. We washed it down. We ran it through the VER cleanup sluice. We took some of that and ran that through the Flower Gold Wizard cleanup sluice. You can see it captured a lot of the gold, a lot of the bigger pieces. They go right on through. It's known. I'm not saying it's bad because that thing is meant for the finest of flower gold. A lot of what you find here in the Midwest, if you find the chunkier stuff, then that's not the sluice for you. But I'd still get one anyways. We got 3/4 of a gram. I almost want to say that sounds like something you would find in the Flower Gold Wizard bag. I've done one of these before, and I had that amount. But I don't recall ever getting a second bag that I opened and didn't run. And there was a lot more material than what you'd find in here. So that's why I'm still befuddled. I don't know. But I hope you liked watching and seeing that nice golden smile. I know I sure did. I guess I'll have to come back with another one. Let me know. I have a question for anybody that's still watching. I have 3 different 5-pound bags, and I've been very tempted on just dumping them all together and run 15 pounds and see what I get from that, and just kind of get it done and over with. Because I still have these 4 little guys here, plus this little bag of crushed quartz. I don't know. It's all white rock. I'm curious about that one too. But that mystery bag really it was getting to me. I was like, I want to know. Well, now I know. 3/4 gram. I can't complain with that. So, this will be the end. I hope you come back for another video. Check out some of my other videos. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. Let me know what you think as for if I should just mix all 3 bags together and make a 15-pound run, or to do them all separately and to see what I get from each individual one. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys. So let me know in the comments. And until the next time, see you later.